I want to turn now to Jeremy Bash, the former chief of staff at both the Pentagon and the CIA, is with us here in Washington. And we also have retired Admiral James Stavridis, former NATO Supreme Allied Commander and NBC News analyst. Good morning to both of you. Admiral, I'll start with you. If you were the military commander, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of troops now amassed at the border with Gaza. What would the strategy be going into this very difficult battle theater?
Yeah, no secrets here. You're watching it unfold. You're seeing the initial rounds of precision-guided munitions that are taking out command and control networks. You're cutting off electricity power so that the terrorists can't access their own networks. And right behind that will be a major ground assault. Tens of thousands, if not 100,000 Israeli troops. Give you a sense of scale. In Afghanistan, I commanded 150,000 troops. That was operating across Afghanistan, the size of Texas. This is a tiny little enclave. There may be 100,000 Israeli troops about to head in there. Last point, special forces. Israelis, very good at this. They'll be trying to fix, find, protect those hostages. That's the basic sequence we'll see over the next 72 hours.
Let me turn to Jeremy for a moment. I mean, this is urban warfare. And Hamas, by launching this brutal assault, by taking hostages, all but invited Israeli forces in. They know they're coming, is the point. So how do the Israeli forces deal with that, knowing that Hamas recognizes this is coming?
Well, the first thing is not to walk into the trap. Israel was on the ground there before 2005. They don't want to own Gaza. What they want to do is two things. Number one is establish a buffer zone around the Gaza Strip so that terrorists can't infiltrate back into Israel. And second, as the Admiral mentioned, take out command and control nodes of Hamas. They're going specifically after the Nakba unit, those special elite commandos in Hamas that are engaged in kidnapping, hostage-taking, and ground operations.
Admiral, how concerned would you be when you're looking at the situation in the south, but also you have to keep your eye on the north if you're Israel, where Hezbollah, which of course is a proxy of Iran, is in position, has a lot of strength and the support of Iran. So Israel is really looking at multiple borders right now.
Indeed they are, and I'll give you a number, 130,000. That's the number of missiles that Hezbollah, which is a creature of Iran, has stationed in that northern front. That's exactly why President Biden has correctly sent the Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group. It brings with it 6 exquisite destroyers and cruisers with air defense, combat punch, if necessary. As the president has said, this is a signal to Iran, don't even think about it.
Yeah, and you said that obviously Israel doesn't want to own Gaza, doesn't want to reoccupy Gaza, but if you get rid of Hamas, which is the controlling authority there, Israel, in effect, does own Gaza. And what about the civilians there?
Yeah, I think Israel's objective is going to be to control the airspace, control the borders, but not get involved in the day-to-day lives of the Palestinians. This is going to be ultimately up to the Palestinians in conjunction with the Palestinian Authority, in conjunction with Egypt, in conjunction with other entities in the region that want to fund and support the Palestinians to create some governance there, some structure there, so that the Hamas terrorists cannot have a safe haven and rain terror on America's ally.
All right, Jeremy Bash, thank you. Admiral Stavridis, as always.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.